Hey, everyone. Thanks for coming back. What week are we in? 6? Man, time is flying by when you're having fun. Maybe
Can't
am
believe
I
how
the only one
fast.
having fun, or is everyone having fun? I'm having fun. It's good that we do
I'm
this on a
having fun.
Monday because by Thursday, when we're talking to your leadership, we're like, okay, it's almost Friday. But no, it's all good. Hey, so today we're going to talk about designs, but before we go and do that, I want to talk about some takeaways that you guys had last week. We did consumer last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What were some takeaways that you had around consumer? Because when Leslie and I teach consumer, there's always a whole ton of takeaways just because there's a lot of cool little secret things that our sites and apps do that we just didn't really know about. So, yeah, let's just talk about that for a few minutes. I'm going to call on Brittany because I know that she's like busting a gut over there. Like, ooh, I want to raise my hand, but I don't want to seem like I want to raise my hand. Brittany, whatever you want to just start. I mean, you probably have something to say.
No, I mean, I've always found it very interesting. So there were definitely some little things like I didn't really know beforehand about all of the like neighborhood searches and just like landmark search and stuff like that. So I think that that's pretty cool. And I know I'm looking forward to doing a little bit better of setting up the consumer guide that's in there and advertising that better to my customer base.
We didn't really cover the guide, so we can go over that a little bit today, Leslie, right? I think we could probably do that because it kind of falls under designs in some way.
In some way,
yeah.
shape, or form, it does. Yeah.
The guide is important, so we can talk about that. But no, those are all really great. Anybody else have any kind of takeaways from learning about the consumer platform, that maybe some features they didn't really know about and just kind of discovered lots of cool things after we discussed it?
I actually really like the ideas that you guys talked about for the website, for the KW website. I'm on leadership as well. So it was good to see how you could set
Rachel,
up.
You're talking about when we were on our leadership call?
But plus also how Alicia set up her agent site and how I can implement that with my real estate side of business, and then as well as for leadership.
Yeah. So what Rachel's talking about is we went over kind of like how to customize your site a little bit, and how a market center site should look. And you could do essentially the same things that your agents are doing, a blog, a mortgage calculator, all things of that nature. But that's cool. Yeah. Customizing your site is a great takeaway. Let's go one more takeaway from our awesome agent sites. I'm going to call on somebody. If nobody, so, I don't want to make you guys nervous, but a little bit. Brittany, no, the other Brittany.
Me.
Brittany, yeah, you.
I would just say, as the director of First Impressions and the Market Center Tech Trainer, I had the option to have an agent site through my command. So I personalized mine just for my tech training and just like quick, frequently asked questions for the directors and First Impressions role. So
that's what your site, would you mind showing us what that looks like or no?
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I can help. I can allow you to share your screen. That'd be pretty sweet. I've never seen a site the way you described it.
I just started on it. Let me see. Probably Wednesday.
Okay. Let's just see, show us a page that, you feel comfortable showing us since you just started kind of working on it?
It'll load for me.
Oh no, I hope our sites are working today, just like they were working last week. Leslie, the next time we have something planned, if it's not working, we need to have a plan B.
Yes, this is true.
Although today Designs is working, I checked.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Irene, her takeaway was, according to NAR, 75% of consumers are choosing neighborhoods over homes in terms of features, which is extremely important. And that's even more important because our websites are neighborhood driven.
So for some reason, mine is going straight to like the generic KW, but I will drop it in our Discord channel once I figure out.
Okay, yeah.
what's going on.
For sure. Go ahead and do that. All right, so let's get started with designs. So today we're going to talk about designs. We're going to go over how to do the listing consultation, right? Is that what we're going to talk about,
Right.
Leslie?
Yep.
I think we could also kind of show you guys a little bit about the Brandon magazine because they're both of them are edited in similar ways. And I can show you an example of how you can put a magazine or a listing consultation or presentation on your website. And then we're going to do some just listed and just sold social graphics. So some print and then some digital media. So, Leslie, do you want to, you pick which one you want to do? This is how this is how Leslie and I prepare. We know what we're going to teach you. And then we're like, which one do you want to do? I would actually love to do just listed, just sold, but you pick, you choose.
That's so funny.
But I know what I would want to do.
Okay. We could poke around. I could show you guys a listing presentation. We can start there if you like.
Yeah, let's start there.
Okay, cool.
Because I love our listing presentations.
You know what, Nick? The good news is I'm flexible.
Good. There you go.
All right, you guys. Hello. Hope you all had a great weekend. So right off the bat, I'm going to head to the design applet. So on the left-hand side of my screen, I've clicked designs. Right-hand corner of my screen, I'm going to select create design. And then for this portion, we're going to select print and I'll click continue. Now, I love this option just because, as I know, when I was on a team, listing presentations are everything, especially in front of people who you may not know. I know you guys may get referral business and past client repeats, but when you're sitting in front of somebody that's brand new to you, it's a great way to show them who you are, what kind of value proposition you offer, and how you're going to be able to help them in their purchase of their home or the sale of their home. I'm going to go ahead and click on listings on the left-hand side. And right away, you'll see listing presentation. So let's click there. So now it's going to take me into a few templates. Now, the beautiful thing is the marketing team at KWRI has created these listing presentation templates for you to choose from and also design and customize and make them yours. So I'm going to just go ahead and click this one. So I'll say use. And as we know, it's going to take us into the editor. And I'm going to show you how to add pages, add your own information, and take, pick and choose essentially what you want. Because a lot of these presentations are actually quite long. So you'll notice that, down below here on the lower right-hand corner of my screen, it says 29 pages. And then if I click there, it's going to show all 29 pages that this template has. Now, some of you might think, and I think too, like 29 pages is a long listing presentation. And I don't know how many people would sit through 29 pages with me in front of a consult. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick and choose what pages I want. So right off the bat, you'll see I'm on page number 1. Page number 2 is kind of nice because it kind of gives you like some quick instructions on how to build your listing presentation by simply just adding pages and adding your own content.
Can I make
But
a
I'm,
quick comment?
yes,
Speaking of
yes, absolutely.
how long it is.
Yep.
So some of the pages are very, some of the pages are image heavy, right? So, and some of them are text heavy, and some of them are like graph heavy, right? So, like, I think customize every single page, customize all 29. And then when you're on the listing consultation, gauge the type of personality the person you're with is. And based on that, you'll kind of know what pages to cover. Because if they're like a high I, they're not going to really care about analytical stuff on the graphs. They might care more about, you know, the image heavy pages and vice versa. So I think it's important to customize all of them and to prepare for the type of person you're meeting with.
Love it. Great advice. So I'm going to head to page number 3 and just show you it's quite simple. Anytime that you see like a photo, first name, last name, download my app, all of this information can actually be pulled from your marketing profile. Okay. So if you have your marketing profile set in Command underneath settings, a lot of this will be pulled in, and you can add all that and make sure it looks good underneath my assets, which I can show you here after this demonstration. But as you can see, I'm actually selected on my assets, and you'll see my photo and my logos. That was something that I already preloaded into my design applet, into my design profile, rather brand asset, excuse me. So that every time I do add my information, I can just quickly pull it in from this position. Okay. Well, why don't we do this? I'm just going to click done real quick. I want to show you where those brand assets live. So I think it's really important for you guys to understand what I'm talking about before I move on. So let's just go back. I'm going to create design. I'm going to select print. And then from here, it's going to pull us in again into the library. And before we decide to choose our listing presentation, I'm going to show you where you can place all of your assets in so that you don't have to upload them every time. So left-hand corner of my screen, you'll see templates, my designs, and assets. I'm going to click on assets. And then from here, you'll see I can choose a color palette. So say, for example, you have a specific logo that you also combine with your KW logo. You could come in here and add any of those branded colors to your palette so that every time you create your template, which I think this is going to set us up for success because Nick is going to show you how to create a just listed, just sold template. You can actually come in and put the code in to make sure that you're absolutely certain it's the right color. You can also place in any images that you're always going to use. For example, your headshot is going to be something that you're going to use over and over again, right? Well, I find it annoying if I don't have my headshot in my asset, but I have to go upload it every single time. So this is just going to save you time. Text message. I think this is really cool because like I had shown you before, it gives you like that listing presentation will say contact information, right? Well, now I don't have to go in and type in my phone number, my email, my first name, and my last name. It's all going to be right here. And so I'll show you where we're going to find that within the listing presentation as well. Logos. Very obvious. You can upload all your logos here. And if you're really creative, any other elements that you're always using. Videos, if you want to upload videos, and any files as well. Okay, so I also would like to point out you can also upload any font if that it may not be included in the design library. So when you go to create a custom template and you don't see the font that you love, you can come back in here and upload the font that you love from your computer so that every time you come into designs, you can always use that same font. Just depends on how particular you are, right? So I'm going to head back to templates. Let's go back into the listing presentation and then kind of connect the dots here. I just showed you the brand assets where you can upload all your stuff. Now we're going to head into this listing presentation to edit and add everything that we want to add. So I'm going to go ahead and click on pages and then click on the third page and show you where I can pull in all of my information. So obviously that's not me. I'm going to come over here and see that little arrow over my image where they're kind of going in different directions or the same direction. that actually means replace image. So all I need to do is simply select replace image and voila, there's my photo. Same thing with this logo. I'm gonna just simply select replace logo and there it is. And then first name and last name. So where is that text that I added in my assets? You'll just head over to text and then see where it says my assets in the upper left-hand corner of my screen. I'm going to select that. And now all I need to do is say replace, which is pretty magical. Let's try it this way. Oh, I need to highlight here first. And then we'll do replace. So now I could just simply get rid of last name here. And again, this is saving you time and energy. See how simple that was? So I love the assets to be kind of placed first before you create any design so that you're set up for success. Cool. Another thing too is we have tons and tons of stock images inside here. So I'm going to click on images and let's pretend this doesn't really speak to me. I want to add a new image that's going to really represent who I am. I'm going to click on add, I'm going to click on workspace, and then you'll see all these different folders. All of these different folders house stock images that you can use for free. So Keller Williams has set you up for success. So I'm going to come in here and let's say house exteriors rather than just that. And I'll simply select this one, replace image. And I love it because it automatically places it in there. Okay. Now, the beautiful thing, there's 3 dots on every single page. I can duplicate this page or I can delete this page. So really, even though there are 29 pages here, you can duplicate the same sort of format if you like each page. Like Nick had mentioned, some of these pages are very image heavy, like this one, for example, right? All I need to do is just select and replace those images and then customize a text. So let's just cover text, customization with text. All I need to do is click on text over here on the left-hand side, and then I'll select either some of my replacement assets. I can also come in here and select banners, which there are several different types, and also add. So if I just want to simply add some text message or text in here rather, I can select title, subtitle, body text, or text block. In this case, I'm just going to select this little block here and then come in here. And on the top of my screen, you'll see Railway. That's the type of font that's being used right now. And what I love about it is that it's going to always show me my recent fonts in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, so that every time I do add a font, it's going to give me the same font that I'm using every time. So I don't have to mix and match my fonts. I'm very consistent like that with branding. So you could simply just start by typing and replacing your text, or simply using those replace buttons with your assets. Cool. And if you've never worked in designs, that we've made it super simple. As we highlight each box, you can move it around. I can move around these images if I wanted to and just rearrange them. But I do like the sense that these listing templates were created for you so that you don't have to rearrange and create your own every time. Now, a quick tip: on the lower left-hand corner of my screen, you'll see new page. I can actually add another page to this listing presentation if I wanted, and actually start from blank. So if you're, really creative in design graphics and you want to add your own sort of templated version, you can. And then of course you could delete it as well by simply selecting delete. All right. So as we add pages and select each page, we just move on and continue to add our information, change out the photos if we like, and really brand it the way we want. Cool. So you'll notice that a lot of this content is just auto templated. You'll see Barton Hills in here a lot. So just pay attention to that kind of detail, because it's not providing the content for you, You actually have to come in and provide the content yourself, okay? But what this does, it guides you in the right direction so that this content could be maybe instead of Barton Hills in the area that you live in, which I love and appreciate. Now, I want to show you some really cool tips inside here. On page 6 of the listing presentation, you'll see these comps show up, and I want to show you where you find these comps to replace them in your local area. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see KWLS. You see that little house? I'm going to select that there. And then from here, you'll see a little search engine. So I could search by listing address, search by MLS, and all that good stuff. Well, we're not going to actually select a listing. We're going to actually replace this snapshot. So I'm going to select snapshot. And then from here, all I need to do is type in my postal code or neighborhood name. I'm going to do a postal code just because it's quicker and make it just a simple demo. So I'll select 80129, which is a zip code here in my area. So what the system will do is it'll start looking for this zip code and pull up the comps. And there it is. Voila. Do you guys see that? It's amazing, right? So all I need to do is select replace image. And there it is, 80129. Now I get to write about this area, this zip code, and it looks professional. And I didn't even have to do too much. I didn't have to go search for the information. It did it for me. And it simply placed everything in that's up to date. Pretty amazing, right? And don't worry, this is being recorded. So again, I went to KWLS, I select snapshots. I clicked on the drop down and decided if I wanted to search by postal code or neighborhood name. So those are the only two options. And then voila, you put your comps in. Nicole, you're asking if it can be certain addresses. No, yeah, this is just zip code and neighborhood.
Yeah. So Nicole, it can be the neighborhood, which is basically just as good as the address, you know, the neighborhood that the house is in.
Yeah. And so I'm just based on time, I don't want to take too much of our time up here, but here's an example of just replacing, let's say, a listing. So comparable properties. I could then come in here and look for listings. So this would be a good example for the person that was asking by certain addresses. And I can actually come in here and search by an address and then simply place the address in here very quickly. Does anybody have an address that they have on the top of their head that we can use as an example?
Sure.
Darla or Nick?
Let's use the address of my new house.
Okay.
9370 Whipple, WHIPPLE, Whipple Shores Drive, SHORES Drive. Type in Independence Township.
Did I type it in right? There it is, right?
It's right there. Yes. The second one.
Uh-oh. This one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and select this guy. Oops, hold on. I was getting a little too click happy. Hold on real quick. So I'll select this property, which is next to property.
Well, that's the
Congratulations.
wrong listing, but it doesn't really
Oh
matter.
God, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna say replace image, and there it goes. It replaces that image right away. If I go to listing details, it's gonna pull all the information here, and all I need to simply do is just replace every single one of these by selecting the arrow, which is amazing because then I don't have to type it in, which is really, really cool. And you could do it per listing, per comparable properties, and we're connected to the MLS. So it's pretty awesome that I don't have to go and search for the photos or search for the information. It's just pulled in right here, right now, which I love. So wanted to show you those quick tips as far as a listing presentation goes. What else should I show them, Nick?
Show them the marketing aspects a little bit further down that goes into
What page is that? I can't
like the digital
remember.
marketing. Oh, you just went past it. Go up a little bit. Up, right. Number 14.
Number
13 and 14 is kind of where it
13 and
starts.
14.
Well,
Okay.
first of all, wait, show number 12 first, because that's pretty sweet. This one helps your seller understand where the buyers come from. And these are NAR stats. So most of them come. Oh, this is where the buyer is going to find the house. So obviously like 60 or 70% find it on the internet. But that doesn't mean that the agent isn't representing them. It just means that the buyer is finding the house that they want to buy, and the agent represents them. Then like 25% is found by the agent. So agents still find 25 to 30% of the homes that buyers are buying. So marketing through the internet and marketing to real estate agents are two of the biggest ways home buyers find their house. So it's important to let your client know that that's what you're going to be focusing on.
And I love this too, Nick, because it's like the visual of it is so easy. I didn't have to go create that on my own and figure it out for myself. Like it just makes a lot of this stuff just makes your life so much easier, you know?
And while these stats are from 2018, they've basically remained the same.
The same, right? And some of the stuff you could still just use and keep it yourself, right? Like smart targeted networking, you know, from dynamic flyers to lead optimized landing pages. It really does promote our tech in here, which you don't have to go recreate yourself as well, which I love. Did you want to touch anything on this page, or do you want me to go to 14?
No, that's just, well, first of all, you have to know how to use designs in order to create these. So we're going to show you how to do that. But
right.
Then the number 14 is shows your, you know, your media plan, you know, and you could swap those out for Facebook ads if you want. Oh, well, down there it says Facebook and Instagram posts. So if you're not going to do some of these, then take them out.
Right.
You know, don't add things there that you're not going to do.
Yeah.
And I would even put some examples of your Instagram and Facebook posts. If you're going to do that, like you could just drop a photo of it in there.
Yeah. Like take a screenshot and then just upload it over here into the images.
Yeah. And drop it like right underneath.
And then just drop it underneath here. Yep.
So those are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It covers everything, really.
It does. It does. So we highly suggest to take a look at this. I think foundationally, everybody should have this, just as my personal opinion, a listing presentation, just as like a plan B for somebody who you meet that you may not know. I don't know about you, Nick, but we talk to so many agents, and every time I talk to somebody who I do a tech consult with or what have you, a lot of the agents that I'm speaking with don't have listing presentations because they have repeat business or they have referrals, and then they're just like, yeah, they just hire me. And
you should always have a listing presentation.
You should always have listing presentation.
You should never assume that someone's going to list with you. Like, just because you have repeat business doesn't mean that you shouldn't tell that person how you're going to market their property.
Right.
You know, can I show an example of how you could make this digital?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. So I created a page for it. This is an example. You can put on your website. So marketing plan. So I just took the listing consultation and I put it on my website. Like there's only 2 pages here because it was an example. But, you know, you take the photo and you add the photo. And the cool part is, like, if you're going to meet somebody in person and maybe they want to take a look at your plan first, just send them the link right to your website. And then when they open it up, it's like right there. And what have you done? They're on your website now, you know? So here's how it could look. You could add like some of the pages. I would add like maybe 10 of the most important pages, you know? So, but it looks really good on a website. Looks really good. I mean, that's what I think it looks good. Pat, do you have a question?
Yes. So how do you
Put it on the website?
attach? Yeah. How do you attach your listing
Yeah.
presentation to your website?
All right, that's good. Great question. So I will show you how to do that real quickly here. So
Thank
let's
you.
go into command and let's go. Let me grab a page first. Actually, you know what? Let me just save this. All right, I'm just going to show you how to do one picture. Okay. Cause then it's all the same after that. So let's go to consumer. And then we go to agent site pages, and then we click create new page. And I want to put it on my site. So I'm going to leave it there, create page. And then what I'm going to do here is I want to go to content blocks at the bottom, and I want to choose text, and I want
Can
to
you go
drag it over.
slower?
Sorry. Yeah, you're going to get a replay of this too. So don't worry.
Okay.
So I'll back up a minute here. You're going to go into consumer, and then it'll be on agent site pages by default. And then
Okay.
you'll come over here to create a new page.
Okay.
So you create a new page, and then you want to create it on your site. So on my agent site, not a landing page. Okay. So create that page, and you're going to see widgets over here, but you want to go down to the bottom right and click content blocks. And you'll have image and text. You're going to use both of these, but first you're going to use text. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to drag it over. All right.
Click
and then
and
I'm
drag.
going to, but click, hold, and drag. Click, hold, drag, release. Click, hold, drag, release.
Thank you.
And then image, same thing. Click, hold, drag, release. Okay. Let's get the image first. So then I'm going to click on drop files here, and I'll choose this. Okay. And click open. And then add to list. Wait, where did it go? Hold on. Let me do that again. Oh, it's right here. Okay. You got to wait till it shows up here, and then click that. And then it shows up. Okay. But then I also want to do the text. So I want to do, our marketing plan. Let's make that bigger. Make it 7. All right. Now I want to center this. The easy way to do this is just to hit the space bar. Okay. And then you have to have a widget in order to save the page. So you have to come back over here to widget and click it. And the best widget is a contact form. So just bring this down here and let go. And then you'll see the contact form. But I want to center this because this isn't centered. Okay. See that? How it's off center?
Yeah.
This is the part that gets a little confusing. So click on the image and then come up here to this paintbrush. And then you're going to want to choose dimension and then margin. And you're going to want to move it over. So you're going to do left. And I think I do 200 and click configure. Yeah. And then it moves over. I need a little bit more than that.
So your presentation isn't just like a link where you could just add a link to your website. It's very detailed.
How do you mean?
Complex
No. You
work.
can print this out too.
Yeah, you get printed out. And I was also going to show you guys too, after Nick shows
Yeah,
you
it's
this.
print and you can print it and
Mhm.
bind it, or you can add it to an email as an attachment. You can
You can
print it
also
at
have a link
Staples and
to
make
it.
it look beautiful. You can have a link to it on your website. I mean, it's print, it's digital, it's whatever you want it to be.
You
Mhm.
You can
can
download it as a
PDF it.
PDF. Yeah. Download
Yeah.
it as a PDF. So now it's on my website here. I'm gonna save the changes. And then I'm gonna want to add the page. And it's the last one I just created. When I click it and I click continue, it's gonna add it to my website. And then it's gonna look like what I showed you before. It's gonna look like this. But you don't have to use it here.
Mhm.
If you want to pull it up digitally, you can put it on your website. And when you get to the person's house, take out your iPad and then just go to your website and scroll through it, or have a tangible copy. I think it's always nice to bring a tangible copy because you can leave it with them.
Yeah.
But some people, they like looking at the screen. It just depends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to just be digital.
Right.
And someone's asking, can we put it on our social media pages as well?
Yeah, you
You
can get
could
a
link
link.
it.
Yeah, you can get a link.
I'll show you guys where that link is, Nick, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
All right, so coming back to the whole link conversation, and also where to download. So let's do download first. So you can download by PDF, all these other ways, okay? And also before you download, it's going to ask you what pages you want to download. So you can select the particular pages you want to download or not download, okay? And then it's pretty simple that way. Now let's talk about sharing links. So if I want to share this link digitally, all I need to do is say this design, which means just this page, your media plan page, or the project. Okay, so I'm going to click on the project and then copy and paste this into a browser, into my browser. And from here, you'll see a digital version of your listing presentation. How beautiful is that? And you'll see the arrows. So I can simply just select and click through. So think of this at this URL to go blast it anywhere. So you can create a Facebook ad around it if you wanted. You can go and add this link and hyperlink it into an email campaign in a
Yep.
smart plan. You can add this wherever you like. And like Nick said,
Yeah.
hyperlink it into your agent site. Click here to learn more about our listing presentation. Send it from there to there, right? So lots of different options to do what you want with this link. And again, this class is being recorded too. Yeah, Nick, go ahead.
You know what I'll do? I can create like a quick 5 to 7 minute video this week that can give you some ideas on what you can do with this Facebook ad, website, print, and I'll
Yeah.
drop it in the Discord. And I'll send it out to you guys. That way it'll give you some ideas of like what to do with this, because it's so versatile, So Carmen in the chat is saying this is great. Being able to have a KW presentation is important. I didn't know this was there. There's so much available on KW sites to formulate. I've been here since May. I had a
Wow.
personal one, but having all the pages customized and branded is awesome. Yeah, like that's the cool thing. Like, the homepage of the site looks a certain way because of Zillow and Realtor.com, but
Mhm.
internal pages can be whatever you want them to be.
Yeah. I was also going to say too, Nick, a lot of agents will outsource their listing presentation to somebody else, like, hey, I need a listing presentation. How much would you charge to graphically put it together for me? And it can end up being a couple $1,000s if you find somebody that's really good. And yet you don't have to do that because it's sitting right here. And we just showed you how to do it and save money.
Right.
And the
Hey, guys.
marketing
Like
people
KW
at
is
KW
paying-
did it for us. Yeah.
Right. Like KW is paying an entire team to build these things for you. Like,
Right.
Question.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey.
Yeah.
So will Command ever be able to, so for instance, I've used Toolkit CMA for years. So
Yeah.
what toolkit that I love, you can go in, do your comps,
Yeah.
download the file, upload it into Toolkit, and it populates throughout all the pages.
So, yeah. Leslie, what do you know about where the listing consultation CMA is going? Because that was
don't
something that was in
actually.
the pipeline. I mean, I know that's something that was on the roadmap, but maybe we can find out some information for you.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know
Because it would
anything
be
of that
so
yet.
much easier if you like clicked some of the listings and then it gave
Mhm.
you a price. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that's what Cloud CMA does.
Yeah, I mean, we at some point, remember, Nick had that listing applet to be part of that like listing experience where it would generate the price, it would send a
Yeah.
survey to the seller, things of that nature. And I don't know where we are in that roadmap.
Yeah, let's see if we can find out.
Let's see what we can find out. But it did include something like that as far as comps go, Rachel.
So let's jump into just listed and just sold stuff. Is that cool? If we do that,
Yeah,
would that be okay if I showed you how to do that, Leslie? Would that be
let's
okay
do it.
if
I
I
think
did
it's
that?
okay. I think it's
Okay, would that be all right? Would you be okay with that?
Nick and I like to have fun.
Yeah. Whenever you're on a KW like leadership call, they go, would it be okay if I told you guys how to make $1 million? Would you be all right with that? Yes, I'd be fine with that. Thank you so much. You could tell Mark King that I'm making fun of him. Okay. Here we go. So I am in designs and I'm under digital or I'm under social media. And you can see all the different stuff we have. Like this is giving me a headache. So let's narrow it down. Social wide, which is Facebook. Social square, which is Instagram and Facebook. Stories. Door hangers. This is print. Flyers and letters. So do you guys want to learn how to do a social media? Do you want to learn how to do a flyer? I mean, if we have time, we could do both. Let's do social square just because this is very versatile. It's good for Facebook and Instagram, and Facebook actually prefers the social square because it looks better on their app. Also down here under luxury, click on property marketing. I really like these styles a lot more. Social square, it just looks like super sexy, honestly. Like I just really like it. The just listed ones are my favorite. Let's look at social square. I use the luxury templates more than I use the regular for sale ones. And the reason is because, let me show you, they're just too noisy. Like, I just think there's too much, like, I think these are too loud. And I just think that these, maybe it's just because I'm getting old. I don't know. But these are just cleaner to me right here. You know what I mean? So I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to click use. And so if you're doing a listing ad, this is for social media, and you want to replace this. So click it and then go to KWLS and let's just search by address. Okay, I think it was 9370 was the house. Whoops. In my defense, I haven't moved in yet, so I don't remember the address. Okay, so let's select it and choose one of the photos. So let's and we'll just use the front of the house. So what you're going to do is when you click this, make sure that it's got the blue outline around it. And then you can come over here and click replace image and just switch it out. All right. It's so simple. You don't have to upload anything at all. And if you want to edit the text, you just highlight it and edit it. Now on the market, or, just listed in Clarkston. And if this gets too big, just widen it. So you can do, I think it looks kind of cool with just listed in lowercase and Clarkston in capital letters. Looks kind of cool. It looks like, super trendy. This you can get rid of or delete. Anything on here you can delete or get rid of. Well, that's the same thing. Delete or customize. All right, so let's get rid of this and let's go over to logos and let's put a logo up there. So maybe I want to put my face up there. You know what I mean? Maybe that's my logo. I'm going to put that right up here at the top. All right. And then down here, I'm going to put my DBA. So I'll click the logo and then come up here to logos and swap it out. And again, just you can quickly edit this or come over to the KWLS and go into listing details. And maybe I want to swap this out for the address itself. So I'll come over here and I'll swap it out. And that's a lot of letters. So I'm just going to delete the zip code. And then we will make this wider. Why is it not? Okay, I have to do a little bit more. Okay, there, that looks good. All right, so, and then I can, make this bigger or change the font, but I think it looks good that way. This is just very, oh, also, if you have other logos, maybe I want to throw this in here somewhere, put it down here, put it here. Maybe I just get rid of this altogether and just kind of lift this up here, so I think it looks kind of cool. It's very like clean, not too much going on. And if I wasn't explaining this, it would have taken me 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And so you can either download this to your hard drive or save it within, let's just call this, or save it and then come over here to file and save and use this. I could just upload it directly to Campaigns once I get to the images. But I mean, that's how quickly and easily you can create one of these things are. Now, if you want to change the orange, you can do that too. Click on the orange and then come up here to the color. And maybe I want it to be red. I don't know. There, now it's red. That looks nice too. So it's so simple. I can even change the white if I want to. But it's so simple, just with the click of a button. You've like created this really cool, nice looking social media image. All right. Now what I would suggest is to keep the same theme going with a lot of your images. So if you're going to do another one, doesn't mean you have to use the exact same template, but let's say you're going to do a just sold. I would use like, something like this. And change this to red. And it's the same type of template, but it's got the colors are in a different place and the words are in a different place, but side by side, it's the same look and feel. You got to solidify your brand using the same shapes and colors and templates over and over and over. That way, your followers on social media, whether you're promoting it, paying money or for an ad, or you're just putting it on your Facebook page, when someone sees red and white, they go, oh, that's that's Patty's. She sold another house. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I would do. Any questions around that? I mean, it's so easy just to like swap out a photo. You know what I mean? Like it's so simple. So it the listing went away, but it's so easy. So you just basically images. Let's just pretend this is a listing. Okay, swap it out. Done. It's like literally one click. So yeah, I mean, you can also do stuff like this. Oops, wait 1 second. And then oops, that's not what I wanted to do. No, I messed up. I wanted to bring this. I wanted to do this. Hold on. Yeah, you can add like more photos if you want. So if you wanted to put like another picture, you basically have to swap out the first one, make it smaller, and then drag another one over. So you can even put more than one. You're not tied to that one image. So what I did, let me bring this back. So what I did was, this was the image. And if I want to swap this out, I click replace. Then I make this smaller because I want to bring in another one. So I come over here and I grab this image and I drag it over. And then let it go. Whoop, no, hold on. That was my bad. I bring it over, let go. Oh, well, you know what I did? Hold on a second. I just figured it out. You have to click outside the box and then bring it over. No, what the heck? I just did it.
Just click on it.
Click it. And then why is it not letting me do what I just did?
Just click on the image, Nick. Try that.
Yeah, if you click on the image, it'll automatically
It'll
take
just
it over.
automatically pop up.
Oh, but I
Instead of dragging, just click it and it'll show up on top.
No.
Nuh-uh.
Well,
It's
this
'cause
is
it
another
wants
way
to put
to.
it in the frame.
No,
Mhm.
but it was doing it before. Hold on a second. Let me back up here. This is driving me nuts now. Okay, so I'm going to make this smaller, and then I'm going to click on this. Oh, wait, maybe I have to do that. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, now it worked. For some reason, if I click here, it shows the whole. I have to click on this side.
Because the other side is a frame,
Yeah,
probably.
and then I can
Yeah.
bring it over and then make it bigger. Yeah, there you go. So I can do that. Another cool thing to do is to make one picture the background and then like have another one kind of like down here a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That looks kind of cool too. You know what I mean? You could do whatever you want with it. So lots of the possibilities are endless. It's blowing my
Endless.
mind. Blowing my
Endless.
mind up. My creative juices are flowing now.
Do you guys have any questions for us?
This is great
Uh,
stuff. We appreciate it. Very helpful.
Thanks, Patty.
Oh, awesome. Thanks,
you.
Patty. Let's see. Yeah, just some comments in the chat there. Okay, cool. Yeah. So basically every template is done the same way. I want to show you guys one more thing. So Leslie showed you how to do your your listing presentation. You have a new magazine that just came out. If you're not sure what the magazines are, every quarter KW gives you a magazine that you can brand to yourself. So what you want to do here is, let me click out of here because I'm going to show you where it is. You have to go into designs, click create design, and then go into print and continue. And that's where your listing consultations are going to be too, even though they can be digital. They don't have to just be print. But when you go in here, you're going to go into, it's where is it? Lead generation.
Lead
Okay.
generation.
Personally branded magazine. And there are now 4, because this was the beginning of the year. This was second quarter. This was third quarter, and this is now fourth quarter. So home for the holidays, let's use it. Everything here is done the same way that you would do the listing presentation, branding it to yourself. And over here are the pages. It's 20 pages long, and there are always 3 choices for a cover. Here's another choice. Here's another choice. And all of these images can be swapped out. Then you have an opportunity to throw in some quarter in review, Q3 in review. You also have 3 articles in every magazine. So this is Weatherize Your Home. And then, so here's the article. There's 2 pages of that article. And then you've got some more. You can put a featured listing here. And then you have another article, 10 ways to keep holiday stress at bay. And that's 2 pages. And then there's a third article, 5 reasons to buy and sell this fall or winter. So there's a lot of content in here, and this can be printed out as a PDF. It can be printed professionally, like at Staples, and you can get it really beautifully bound like a magazine, do a mailer to all of your clients and send it to their house. You can do an email with it. You can put it on your website. You can do whatever, you want to. I think this is once a quarter, getting them professionally printed once a quarter and sending it to like your top 100 people. That's like, I think that would be the best use of it. Either way, it's branded to you, and it looks like you wrote every single thing in it, which is pretty awesome. So I love it.
Oh, look at Matt. I made a flip book and made it into a smart plan. Very cool, Matt. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh,
link.
the flip books are awesome.
Flip books are awesome.
Yeah, let me share my screen so people can see that. Matt, that's awesome. Here. So yeah, so Matt went to Flip, which is a website that turns your PDFs into a really cool looking. This is sweet, Matt. So check this out. See, okay, so on the homepage, he branded everything to him, his logos. And then inside, there's a page that Matt added with his info. Yeah, this is how cool. Doesn't that look so good?
I mean, I'd much rather see this than actually have a real hard copy, but that's just me.
Matt, you know what I love that you did, Matt? I love that you took out a lot of the promotional stuff. You have one listing, but it's just all value. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You didn't
Love
throw
it.
any of like testimonials and stuff. I mean, that's all good and everything, but you really have like one listing and a call to action for your app, but then the rest of the stuff is just articles. And I think that that's really sweet. That's cool. I love it. Good job, Matt. Matt's the teacher's pet today. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, go and design your magazine and your listing presentation, because next week we're going to want to see some.
Yeah.
Who's going to, okay, ready? Next week we're going to have a contest.
Let's do
Next
it.
week we're going to have a contest. If you do a listing presentation or a magazine, we'll put you into a raffle. And then whoever's name gets called gets a $25 Amazon gift card. How about that? Who's going to win it? Let's go.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, we'll see you next week. Go
Have
work on your presentations and your magazines. We're going to win some prizes. Cash and prize, $25 in cash and prizes. Big stuff. All right, everyone have a great week.